Thuolo ni we wang'e ane nonro mar mano Ochilo Ayako. Ka bende kata kapok wadhi e mano mar Ochilo Ayako, wachako kod mano mar Johnson Sakaja. Kama bende nyaka sani mano gikone to jogo ombulu ne opuodho Johnson Sakaja kaka gavana ma kaunti ma Nairobi. Wuod Sakaja nyaka e debe nenore malach kaluwore ni e kinde mathoth duol mochung'ne mbalariany e pacho kae CUE ne chich kod oboke mag Sakaja mawachore ni noyudo e mbalariany matim manie piny libamba ma Uganda. Kata kamano jo Nairobi ogolo duongi kokalo kuom ombuchgi. Jomoko podi penjore ni Sakaja to en ng'a. Walter Nyambaga ni kod sigana makende mano kaluwore kod weche makamago mag Johnson Sakaja.
Super Senator Sakaja. I don't call myself that. People called me that. The young people in Nairobi. And they love nicknames.
Johnson Atha Sakaja. Oganda ong'eya ahinya kokale paw siasa ma osebede kendo ma ochobedo senator ma Nairobi. Nonro mare chalo nade? Nonro ulo ni Sakaja nonyuole gagana 85. Jonyuol mage gin Emilia Yoti Sakaja gi Kubasu Sakaja. Higa mar 1998, Sakaja nochako sikundi Aga Khan Primary kendo donjo e sekondar ma Lenana.
I went to Aga Khan Nursery School, which was just close to where we were staying in Gara Ward. From Aga Khan Nursery, went on to Aga Khan Primary. But even going to Aga Khan Primary was controversial because I went to primary school at 5 years old. Because all of my friends had moved on. And I said, why am I still staying here? You know, there was nursery, then pre-primary. So I led a demonstration and I said, no class 1, no school. After that, then I went to Lenana School. I wanted to go to Strathmore, but my dad wanted me to go to a boarding school.
Wach sombe mar mbalariany osebedo koto, kaen owuon, to olero ni nodonjo mbalariany ma University of Nairobi, kaeto otieko Team University man Uganda.
So that was how I grew up. After that, I went to the University of Nairobi, where I was a student leader. I then got into politics in my 3rd, 4th year.
Historia mare, Sakaja yango ni ne ochako tije mokwongo kaka jachiw chiemo magawa.
And I worked in Timau, in Nanyuki. I remember getting my first salary in Nanyuki town of 15,000 bob. I was so excited. You know, I couldn't believe it. PwC opened my eyes. In fact, it's PwC that made me decide I don't want to be employed again, because there had been an issue of something called link and balance, where 100 million shillings was about to be lost. And I was able to sort out a problem that the headquarters of South Africa, of PwC, couldn't sort out.
Sakaja lero ni ne odonje siasa kinde mane en jatend jopuonjre mbalariany ma University of Nairobi.
And then as we moved to 2007, I met President Kibaki, who intrigued me. Because I was trying to, you know, find a way to pay fees, do business here and there, etc. I was able to get into the Vijana na Kibaki campaign by being Patrick Ngatia's driver. This is a gentleman who he's vying now in Nyeri. And I rose up the ranks and I was able now to earn an income. And I met President Kibaki and we had very interesting interactions even after that. And then afterwards I met President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Gamarelo fario kod abich ne ochako donjo motegne siasa e kinde ombulu mar paro kata referendum.
One of my first moments of pride was at the age of 20 in the State House boardroom, standing up and President Kibaki actually reaching out for his notebook because he said he doesn't want to forget what I'm saying. And other people had spoken. You know, it was like, does anyone else have a point? And when I stood up, that is the point he took out his notebook. He had not been taking notes when anybody else was speaking. I was like, oh my goodness, okay, it means I have some content. And I remember I was talking to him about students and the issues at the mess and how we can actually rally that call. For me, he struck me as a very wise man.
Gamarelo fario kod aboro ne ojiwo rowere mane siro Mwai Kibaki kendo kanyo mane omaki osiep kod Uhuru Kenyatta mane ochobedo kaka derepe mar nyamburko. Ne odhach nyaka lemo mar jakom duond bura mar TNA. Gwelo mare kaka jaod bura ne okelo ng'ure duond bura mar TNA ni mar ne nitie ji mane okorwake.
I had asked President Uhuru, that time he was the DPM. He had told us he wants 2 people only nominated. That time it was Beth Mugo and Amin Abdallah. And said the rest you guys go figure out. I told him, boss, actually, I've been thinking that I would want to have a stint in parliament. Because all this time I've been in the technical side. I want to get into the politics. I asked him, do you mind? Or do you have something else for me? And he said, no, I have no problem. It's our. So months later, now on the 18th of January 2013, we have done our draft list as the chairman of the party and the secretary general. This meeting has now what they call deep state. It has everyone. The only person out there was the president himself, because he was campaigning in Kisii. And so people are like, no, remove that name, Sakaja. Why do you have Sakaja there? Remove. Let's have other names. I said, what do you mean? I already spoke to Uhuru Kenyatta.
Wuodhe mar donjo e od bura mar Senate ne chalo nade.
But then I saw the games being played within Jubilee, and the candidate who had been brought was being pushed, Peter Kenneth, and I knew Sonko was almost striking a deal to go back to Senate, and I was supposed to be Peter Kenneth's deputy, and I said no. I said, here I have to be smart about it. And so before they all knew, I went and put in papers for senator, and everyone said, "Bas, that seat has gone." So now it was my first time to seek votes for myself.
E od bura mar Senate, Sakaja ne oyudo thuolo mar tayo kamiti mar weche mag arita kwe kod chenro mag kit oganda.
And so for the first 2-3 years, I literally ran both committees of security as well as labor and social welfare. You remember Senator Haji became busy then with BBI. He was the co-chair with Senator Amos Wako. And so really I was, running security, running labor and social welfare, and again dealing with the biggest county in the country.
Lwenje to seyuke maka kod kacha koriwo koda ka tudege mibadhi kabad migawo mar KEMSA to kod adieri ewi rang'iny mar sombe. Oparo maliw kit osiepe mosebedogo maringe ka en matek koda kama chung kode kinde mag midhiero.
So we go all the way to the egg. When I got into the hotel, it was called the Des Indes Hotel. So I get into the lift, and as we get to the top and the lift opens, Uhuru Kenyatta is there with his wife and some part of his team, and he was shocked. And Margaret was just smiling, and he asked me, "What are you doing here?" I asked him, "Where else in the world would you have expected me to be?" It was a very emotional moment. Tears were shed, and we went down, and we went. So I mean, it's a long journey. It's been a long journey with him, ups and downs, but I still consider him a friend.
Kopogore gi siasa, Sakaja nyiso kit lony kod hera ma en gode gita kod chuogo wende. Hera mar gita kod thum ocholo kada ka nyithinde ma othoro bedo godo kanyakla ka en oko mar siasa.
Amoso duto te okweuru jothurwa asetionu ung'eya wan kanyachiel.
Walter Nyambaga, Ramogi TV.
Puoch ne pak